All right. Hi, how's it going? So today's theme seems easy to gauge. This morning, I woke up too late and I missed my minyan, my prayer gathering. And I went out to and then someone in the mikvah was like, "Hey, you want to come to my minyan?" I was like, "Oh, I got to go out to the park first." I missed meditation and prayer. I didn't get to pray in the park yesterday, which I try to do every day just to connect to nature, connect to God. So I said, I really should go to Minyan, but I'm just going to go to the park. So then I went to the park. I ran into another guy, and that other guy was like, "Hey, are you going to the 8 o'clock Minyan?" So I was like, "Oh, okay. It's a message from God. I should really go." So I left the park. I went to the Minyan. And then today, at like 1, a couple minutes ago, I was trying to get out to the park again. And then someone was like, "Oh, there's an early Minyan today because we're lighting the candles for Hanukkah, and it makes davening before hard." Anyhow, so basically what's going on is there seems to be a theme today, and it's like I'm being asked to work with the community rather than just doing my own thing. And this is a hard thing to do in life, right? We just want to do what we want to do. And in America, we kind of like, it's like we direct our whole life just to be independent, be free. I meet a lot of, because I'm in shidduchim, I'm in dating to get married. I'll meet a lot of older women, extremely independent, and a lot of hard for them to like make the space in their life to take in a guy and get married to him. Of course, if I was the perfect guy, it would have worked already, but I haven't been that perfect yet, I guess. And so now a lot of people that watch my videos and just a lot of people in general in America, the vast majority of people, they don't believe in the Torah law. And they say, why should I be bothered with this kind of thing? And the Torah law applies to everyone. Applies to non-Jews. There's 7 laws for all non-Jews to keep, 613 laws for all Jews to keep. So most people in America, they say, get off my back. And the whole thing doesn't make sense without a whole lot of introspection and external study, both. I think very few people I know, they came to the Torah law without a bunch of both of those things happening. Introspection and external study. Noli, Diego, Jenny, and Michael, shalom. It's going to be a short little presentation today, but feel free to write anything right now, any questions or comments. I'll try to respond to them. So today's theme was like, Ephraim, you can't just do what you want when you want. Work with the team, work with the community. And it came up a lot yesterday that I said to my friends, one of my rabbis says, there's no true friendship except between two people who are following who they think is the ultimate teacher alive. If those two friends are following who they think is the ultimate teacher alive, then there can be true friendship. Otherwise, it's like, something generally something strange and not really true friendship. So giving up our individual thing to work with the team. Stacy Dehaney, hello. We can hear the train going by the Aventura Breslov Center here. Let's hope it's a short one. And we can apply this to every single part of our life. When we deal with our family, our nuclear family, our mother, father, or husband, wife, kids. When we deal with our family, there's always some element of giving up our own thing for the team. When we deal with our job, there's an element of giving up our own thing for the team. When we deal with our nation, giving up our own thing for the team. And how much more so when we deal with the world, giving up our own thing for the team. So, who we recognize as the ultimate teacher on earth, that's our biggest team. Unless we're working with the aliens. If we're working with the aliens, then we need like an intergalactic kind of leader. For me, Rob Berland is like an intergalactic kind of leader. If there are alien things, I'm sure he's dealing with them too. I used to follow this other teacher, and she was like one of the biggest yoga masters in the world. So they said this in her community. They said there was like some kind of sea monsters that were like the size of like skyscrapers that are out in the middle of the ocean. no one knows about them. They're so like deep under the water or something, and that she's in communication with these sea monsters. With these sea monsters. Uh, Regardless of whether that's true or not, it came to me today when I went to the Minyan in the morning. I went to Nativ Ezra, this nice, very beautiful Sephardi shul near the Breslov shul, and something made me think about this yoga path I was in before. And there was a story of a certain master in it, so-called master, and he took a vow in his community. They all take a vow never to sleep inside for the rest of their lives. You know, it's very interesting, right? Of all the things to pick. In that group, there was a big emphasis on like not getting attached to a wife and not getting attached to a home. There's a certain direction in yoga, you know, where people would be yoga monks and try to be totally free of all material burdens. So in his group, that was one thing they did, and you know, I kind of respect that in some way. Of course, I think for Jews the path is to get married. For non-Jews in general, I'd say it is too, but you never know. For non-Jews, maybe there is some kind of like direction for this path of not getting married. Anyhow, it's a longer story, but the short version is that the short version was that in his order they had a thing to never sleep inside for the rest of their life. Every guy in that group would take that same vow. They'd only sleep outside by a fire. You know, in other words, they'd never get too cozy, too cushy. Now, so somehow I thought of it this morning. I thought if those people can go that hardcore, then we can go hardcore enough to like try to go out to a park once a day. You know, a lot of people they say, "Oh, I can't go to a park to meditate. I'm too busy." I know the feeling. That was one reason I went with the community I was in Israel, which is we all kick internet out of the house. We give internet the boot from our house. And pretty much all my friends in Israel, almost all of them, all my close friends in Israel, we all took that same commitment to get internet out of the house. And that makes it so much easier to get out of the house, you know? Remember the first scene in The Matrix with Keanu Reeves? He's like sitting there and he's just like sucked into his computer. Just like, it's endlessly going. And then he finally breaks out and goes to the club. So that's like us with the internet, with our smartphones. I don't have a smartphone. You can join me with the getting rid of your smartphone. Although in Florida, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, you can't like get around here without a car. I don't have a car down here yet, so I kind of need a smartphone for Uber. So, but I haven't done it yet, so I'm still holding strong. And so these yoga, you know, I'm really into holy competition. So these yoga monks, all these like monks from different countries, Buddhist monks, okay, they present some serious competition in terms of a lot of stuff they're doing is rather impressive, you know. Of course, we know not to copy their avodah zarah, their worship of idols, this kind of stuff. This is no question, but they're doing some impressive stuff, like to never sleep inside for the rest of your life. All right, that's kind of impressive, you know. So we should compete, and we can compete by at least getting to nature once a day. It's not a big deal. People make it in this big thing. They can't do it. You can do it, you know. Like, don't be ridiculous. You can get to nature once a day. Once a day. So if you do it, please tell me. It makes me feel like I'm being heard. I want to be heard. And Rabbi Nachman's instructions for all of us: we have to get to nature once a day, if at all possible. He said in the old days, you should have a horse. You should have a horse to ride outside of town, ride outside of town, outside the city limits, and get to some quiet nature. And to spend time alone with God, like breathe, relax, connect, talk to God. And this is going to be something big if you join me. And the thing to do it once a day, boom, every day. Okay, it's time for me to daven, and the radio went off back here, so you can't really hear me. So I love you. Be in touch. I might come on again today after going to the park. All right, God bless. And thank you from the heart. If you share these videos, it's part of me doing most everything I'm trying to do in the world, if not everything. And yeah, be a friend. Bye.